Hi guys, this is MJ Lax recording from Luxembourg. It's been some time since we last spoke, so I'm very happy to be communicating with you in the video format. I decided to summarize this month via the video format. It's actually been one of the most difficult months. It's definitely so far on eToro, but overall, it's been a month where we've been in the red for most of the month. We started with about 40% cash, which I then redeployed and a little bit too early, as often the case really. So we went into China, which has been really decimated. Chinese ADRs in the US, but also Chinese stocks in Hong Kong went massively down, which is bad for the month. We will end at -8.5% or something like this. We are -7.7, but today we're going down as well. So very difficult month. Thankfully, the months are not as bad as the positive months in terms of we've been 26% in November, 20% in January. So we're still above 20% for the year this year and 40% last year. So still very decent results. But small caps in the US and China have really pushed us a little bit down. And I say, well, 7.7 is not. I have some of my copiers who also do a little bit on their own and -15% and so on. So it's been a brutal month. Just to quote you a few companies, I think Douyu has been by far the worst. It's been -41%. We joined while it was going down, so catching the falling knife. That's what they call it in finance. It still did a big damage for the portfolio, but we didn't participate in the whole 41%. But it's been a lot. Then Nikola about 33%. I'm so happy I took so much profit at 18. I bought it at 10 and then took profit at 18. It's been a phenomenal run. There's been some good news about partnerships with dealerships and finally, having some Nikola on the road. But yesterday we had the CEO found guilty on, I think, on 3 accounts. So the company went 15% down, closed below 12, exited us at 12.22, I think, with the stop loss. It's a little bit up pre-market, but obviously it's very, very volatile right now. It's very difficult to say. Other companies, about 27% for Ascensus and Técnicas Reunidas, whose Técnicas Reunidas is falling in Spain today on reported earnings that are quite disappointing. There's a big loss compared to the profit last year. So obviously COVID has not been easy for this company. So it's very, very undervalued still, but we are -17% on it, I think, today. Ascensus is -27 before the market opened today, so we'll see where it goes. And then one of my favorite companies at this level is Micro Focus. It's also about 26% down this month, but incredibly undervalued. So, when I talk about -41 to -26, and a lot of those firms are in the portfolio, -7 is somehow aggregated. But it's still a bad result compared to American indices that did quite well. So the typical American companies did quite well. I mean, Amazon is 7% down pre-market based also on bad earnings. So it's an earnings season right now. We had 7% up yesterday on TMHC, so a home builder in the US. Went very well, but investors are quite unforgiving if the earnings are not so good. Aston Martin reported pretty good earnings, also went up. So the 3 largest parts of the portfolio now are really UK stocks or European stocks. That's number 1. Second is Chinese. I bought quite a lot. And as I said, we paid the price for it this month, but I think will be great longer term. If you think about it, okay, Chinese government is meddling a little bit from the regulatory standpoint. But they want their businesses to be better, reporting quality and corporate governance of Chinese businesses has not been on the level of American businesses. So this will be a positive change long term. We will get more transparency, get better corporate governance, and likely better performance out of it. So the dip that we are buying in Chinese stocks is actually very good, very attractive for us longer term. So a lot of the things such as Veeps and Baidu and some property companies in Taiping Insurance, China Railway, they are about 100% potential, and they really bottom out. You know, even if you look at 3-year horizon, they really at the bottom, 1/4, 1/5 of the price sometimes. You know, Doyo used to trade about 20, is below 4 now. So these are amazing opportunities, which again, volatility is there. It's not nice to see red, but these actually create amazing opportunities. Even if you think in a 3 to 5 year time frame, businesses going 2, 3, 4 times up, they will deliver amazing results. Actually, we've actually been looking for something like this. Hence, we had 40% cash at the beginning of the month. We are sitting at risk 4 for the whole month. That's great. I mean, average is 5 for the last 7 days, but on the month is 4. And so we took these opportunities maybe a little bit too early, but again, it's almost impossible to time the market. It's the time in the market that counts. So actually staying invested. And if not in August, I think in September we'll, when everything is a little bit back after the holiday season, we will massively go down on this Chinese and small caps. Small caps have not been growing since February. There's quite frustrating things that's happening these days where like yesterday we had COCP reporting amazing news. They're actually active in some COVID related virus and immunology, and they just went 25% and then ended up with 5% or so. And we've seen it with Sint and HTBX and a few other companies. These companies have not recovered. They're trading at 1/3 of what they were in February, and so even if they don't recover to all-time highs, a lot of them will double still this year, so will benefit tremendously. And the UK also is very, very undervalued. So I'm actually extremely bullish on the portfolio. Actually speaking with you and kind of summarizing in my head as well, it's where we feel bullish. I'm quite neutral to negative on the American indices, and I think we actually will outperform from this three packets of growth, a little bit alternative investments, but that's where I see growth and that's where I'm confident. But China Railway today, these guys make above $1 billion in profit, and they are trading at below 1 trillion in profit, and they're trading below 100 billion. Moderna is turning a few billion, and they turn about 20 billion, I think, this year, but they're worth 150 billion, more than AstraZeneca and other companies. So I think that speaks for itself. These days are amazing opportunities to copy. I am grateful and kind of proud of my copiers who have added funds during these red days. That gives you a better entry point, and going 7-8% down, it actually allows you to buy those companies at that price. And I told you about 30-40% down, you will be buying, if you copy open trades, those companies at these great levels. So actually buying copying now and adding funds, it's a bit like buying the dip in MJ Lux. And I look at the numbers here. We went from 1,817 to 1,747, so we lost 70 copiers. We lost 200,000. We are still at 3.66 million, and we crossed 20,000 followers. So very resilient group of core copiers. Very, very happy. Some of you left, which is perfectly fine as well. Didn't have patience enough, but I think most of you understand that actually there is some big opportunity in the kind of the biggest challenges lies the biggest opportunities. We saw it post March 2020, and I think now we are really positioned for growth. So deeply sorry for the 8% loss. Obviously I have a lot of my own funds, but I can tell you that I doubled down on Micro Focus, Baidu, Veeps, with X5 even. on my private account, and I'm very, very bullish on them long term. As I said, perhaps August is also rocky, but if we extend the horizon to 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, these are amazing undervalued businesses that will grow for sure. So yeah, risk growth 4, cash is deployed fully. I'm now in Luxembourg. You know that this month I also passed the certification, so that's great. Gives us a little bit more time to focus on the markets. I passed with 86%, just 4% shy of passing with distinction, which was the target, but that's fine. I think 70% was the pass, so I have it done. So for elite, I already qualified. The deadline is till October. So a lot of popular investors are studying. So be cognizant of that, and understanding if people who don't come from financial services will probably find the exam a little bit more difficult than those who come from financial services like I do. So good luck. And I'm in Luxembourg. I've also been invited as a speaker for a wealth management conference, so we'll see about that. And I also have some speaking engagements and some new projects here and there, so that's going to be interesting. I'm going to share those that are relevant with you, so stay tuned. And yeah, as I said, really tough month, so I think I could better communicate with you via video. If you have comments, put them below. I'll answer to all of your questions. And thanks for staying resilient and adding funds. And I think we are just before a bigger growth. So after winter must come spring, and I think the summer is coming. So stay tuned, take care of yourself, stay safe, and I speak to you soon.